Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and for today's video, it's gonna be kind of a collage video almost. I'm gonna be showing you guys how I do some of my boards for work and crafts and stuff like that. So a lot of them I do myself. I print them, I cut them, I write them, I draw them, just to save a little money here and there, even though if you watched my previous video, clearly I still spend quite a bit. So I thought I'd show you kind of how I started off as, and eventually you'll get to see the final products. I'll probably record me setting up, doing that type of stuff. So let me flip the camera and I'll show you guys how I started off as. Okay, so here I just am on my computer, and what I do is I literally search images from the web. So let me get this. So I just go over and I searched pumpkin outlines. So then I find an image I want, which one, because I'm creating a pumpkin patch theme. So I think I chose this one right there. So all I did was copy the image. I pasted it into a Google document, and then I literally just print it on construction paper. So like I showed you, I have so much construction paper. So because these papers are really wide, they don't fit in a printer. You have to cut like, probably an inch off. And again, if you watch my video, I got that new cutting blade, so it cut it really good, straight lines. So I'm using orange, and then all I do is, here's some like images. So print them on here, and then I literally just go through and I cut them. So that's what I'm working on right now. I think I have 5 sheets. I need to have a total of like 55, I think, 55 pumpkins. So that's how many team members and crew members we have. And then after I'm done cutting all of those, I'm just going to get probably a cute, I might do a black or a brown marker, and I'm just going to write everyone's name on it. I'll probably do just first names. I might do last names just because of how big they are. Like, I don't know, here's like, so like my hand, it's like the palm of my hand is how big they are. Because I have so many employees that I need to have them kind of smaller. So this is how I start my crafts off. I'm literally down here for hours. I think I've already spent like an hour and a half already down here. It does take a while, but this is kind of how I start off as. And again, once I start creating something else, after I get these done, I will talk you guys through that as well. So right here, I am just kind of cutting out some of the images of the pumpkins. Again, doing it this way takes a lot of time. I normally spend a long time down here just cutting out the images, because you know, you have to cut one pumpkin at a time. I am though saving up for a Cricut, so that would definitely help cut my times in half. But for now, this is how I do all of it. So I thought I'd give you guys a little snapshot of me just cutting out my images. I think I'm about halfway to 55 images, I think. I haven't counted yet, but I printed 6 sheets of 4. So almost, well, not quite halfway, but then I had a sheet of 3. So I think I just need a few more sheets. But yeah. There you go. 1 pumpkin. Okay, so I am currently going to start writing out the names. So I did a couple testers here of which color I think. And I think I've chosen to do this green one just because I feel like these browns blend with the orange too much. I know the glaring light is kind of glaring at you, but like I feel like I like the green on it better, and I feel like you'll notice it more. So I think that's the one I'm going to go to. So essentially how I do it to get it done faster is I just lay out multiple, so I don't really have a desk, so I just use like this drawer thing as my table. And I just set a lot out, and then I'll just go across and write the names. So that's what I'm going to be working on. So once I get all the pumpkins done, I'll give you guys a look. Okay, so I just finished out writing out all the names on all of these. pumpkins. So as you can tell, I did cut a handful extra, but I always like to make extra because we always get new employees. We're always, you know, having turnovers and everything. So I always like to keep these extra ones just in case we get new employees, or because we're in a work area. These get like torn down sometimes. People like get water on them, and I'm very picky that when they get gross or water or stains or greasy fingers, I always have to switch them out. So I have extra, I have these. So my pumpkin board's completely done. Next, I'm going to get more paper. I'm going to head downstairs. I'm going to start printing some other stuff off. Currently, looking up images for my Mario Kart board. So I have some images that I already previously had printed out. So I'm just looking up more, and this is honestly the part of the crafts that I don't like, and it's only because my computer is so slow. It's just like annoying how long it takes, and how like sometimes certain buttons won't work, and it's just like and like I don't know, just like finding the right image, because I'm very picky, it's like hard. So this part always takes me the longest. I think I'm only gonna get like half of these images found today, just because like I've already been down here for a half an hour, and I've gotten, let's look at my document, I've gotten one image. So yeah, so I'm currently trying to find him, whatever he is, on a car. So I think these are the only ones. So I might go with this one. Let's copy and paste it. So all I do is, again, I copy. I go over to my document. I try to fit as many as I can on a page, just so it like helps out. Paste. And then you always have to break the text. If you don't break the text, it won't let you size it up. It won't let you like move them around so you can fit more. So always break the text instead of wrap the text. So you click break text. And then I always have to zoom it. And always the hardest part is like this image. I don't know if you could tell from my camera, but this image looks more pixelated than that image. And like if you look over here, I'll bring my images over. Some of these ones, like this is the most pixelated one. And I might try to find another one of this. But like I like them all to look similar sizing, similar everything. So it's hard to get them all when like I'm looking off of this document and like, okay, so does that image look like this? So it's kind of like, this is the hardest part. So right now I'm doing my driver board, which is Mario Kart themed, and it's for delivery drivers and to track their times and stuff. So each driver, and I have my list here, all gets a, I guess, I don't know what you call these, character. And then after this, I'm going to do balloons to separate the teams, because they're on teams. So once I get a few more images printed and cut, I will check back in. Okay guys, so what I'm currently working on right now is my driver board. So I think I last checked it at, I was doing, sorry about my hands, I'm not going to flip around, but hey, you can kind of see me. I was working on the pumpkins. But now I'm done with that, so I'm going to do my drivers. So a little tutorial on how I do that. Same exact thing, very basic. And doing it this way is really easy to like create different things. So essentially each of my, here's my list of drivers. Each of them get a Mario Kart character. So what I'm going to do is, as you can see, I find the documents the same way. I paste them, I cut them. So as you can see, they're all different. And I try to keep them all equal sizings, just so they all kind of flow. And what I'm going to work on next is I'm going to laminate these. So I just bought more laminating paper, if you saw my last video. So I'm going to laminate them. I have my laminator. I'm going to have to get this turned on. My laminator. After you laminate them, I will check back in with you, because then I'm going to write their names in permanent marker on the laminating paper, if that all makes sense. And then essentially their characters are done, and I'll be almost finished with their board. I just have to separate teams. I have colored paper to separate teams. So I will check back in with you once I have a little bit more completed. So right now I am currently working on, I have all the images. My last image just came out of the laminator. So they're all laminated. I did an extra tester just to make sure that it would look okay once it was laminated. So here's like my tester. I don't know if you can tell, but I wrote the name. I wasn't actually going to use this as a tester, but I wrote the name, as you can tell, kind of way bad. Like, if I don't know why it's glaring, but like, you know, so I needed it. Oh shoot, I needed it to be centered. So this is my tester. I reprinted one off anyway. This one was already like smeared anyway, so it was fine. But I want to make sure that worked. So right now I thought I'd do a little clip of me just cutting out all these again. So just to give you guys like a kind of a description, because I don't think I've really gone over what these boards are and how it kind of comes together. So I have I have 3 boards at work. So the one board is my driver board, which is what I'm currently working on right now. So for this board, I put them in teams, and we do competitions with them. Whoever has the best team, like last period, we washed their cars, whoever's on the winning team. So we're getting ready for our next competition for our drivers, and I wanted to redo it, so that's why I'm doing Mario Kart theme. So essentially what we track is what we call their driver turn. So that means whenever their delivery is bumped off of cut, it times it. And once it hits 1 minute, it's bad. We don't want it over a minute. So it tracks that. So that's what I'm tracking. So whoever's like, on average, we have between like 13 seconds to like 50 seconds. On average for the whole entire week I track. And then I'll put them in order. And then I'm going to make the balloons to tag who's on each team. Because you can't really tell by the images on whose team. So that's what I track. It's going to be square. This board is square. I'm going to print off something that shows like Team B. I don't know. Last week period I called them Team A and Team B. But I don't really think I want to do that anymore. What I'm thinking is I'm going to do, like, because I'm going to have balloons on them. I'm going to like, so like here's an image. I'm going to like probably tag a balloon right here. And the balloon's going to come up. So you can tell who's on whose team. Just because if you didn't do something like that, you wouldn't know who's on whose team. So I think what I'm going to do is do like a big balloon. So like a big yellow balloon and put their average time, and a big pink balloon and put their average time, instead of like saying, okay, whoever's on the yellow balloon is Team A, just so they don't have to remember like what Team A is and what Team B is. I think that's what I'm going to do. So yeah. So I'm just cutting out these images. I'll probably put you guys down in a couple seconds just so, because obviously this can get really boring of me just literally cutting the images out. But yeah, so this board is almost done. I'm just gonna do this, write their names, do the balloons, print, cut, laminate balloons. I think I'm gonna laminate them. I feel like if I don't laminate them, they're gonna get messed up really, really easily. That's why I always laminate them. So the next hardest part that I have is I'm deciding on who's what character. And I don't want to like, I don't know. I feel like if I do their personalities, they'll like be like, oh, you think I'm like the angry one, so I chose like this guy. Or like, I don't know. I feel like that's going to come off. So I might just randomly draw. And whoever's the first person I draw, that gets the first character on top. Something like that, just so it's kind of fair and I'm not like choosing who I like to get like the good characters. Because I feel like they'd also like complain about that if I did like, oh, like a cute ghost for somebody that I like, or, you know, oh, the ghost is some shy person, you know, like I can already hear them. So I think I'm just going to randomly draw out names out of, I have like a random generator thing on my phone that I put tallies. I don't know if you saw the paper earlier. I showed it, but I had like numbers written down on the side of them. for something else that I was doing. So, I might just be like, okay, 1 through 15. And if I get number 5 first, that's the first one on top. But yeah, I feel like I say a lot. But like, I just have everything like in my head and I like know like what I'm trying to say. But yeah, so. Okay, so I will put you guys down, and the next clip you'll probably more than likely see will be of me. I might show me writing them, but probably not. All I'm going to do is write their names on them, and then the next clip I'll be working on the balloons, so I'll probably show that, okay? Okay, so I just pop on here and give you guys a quick look. So all my characters are completely done. So again, you guys obviously don't have to use it how I do it, but if you guys are a school teacher and you want to create hall passes, anything, name tags for people's desks, absolutely anything, instead of going out and buying, like if I bought characters like these, it would probably cost me a lot of money. So again, it's very easy, cutting, laminating, writing names on, and look how good they look. And then if they were for hall passes, you could literally just stick a little clip thing in here, put it on a lanyard. They all look super good. And they all turned out really well and and the marker, the permanent marker I put on after. And it's literally, had it dry for like a couple minutes and it's all good. So again, I just want to pop on here and show you guys how they all turned out. So the next clip will definitely be me with the balloons. So I am currently cutting out all of my balloons. So I thought I'd give you guys a little clip of that. Let me just quickly show you. Like I said, I did them on yellow and pink themes. So essentially all you have to do is, again, like how I do everything, copy and paste, and then you just cut them out. And that's what I'm currently working on. I have a couple, then I have a couple in here. So once I get them done, I just stick them in the laminating paper, just so they stay good. So I have a couple more I'm gonna throw in here. So yeah, this is what I like to do. A lot of my free time, I like to create crafts. I'm always thinking, like I just recently did a Pac-Man theme board that had everybody's name on it. But I've only had it up for probably a month, maybe a month and a half, I don't know. But I get bored very, very easily, and especially when I like to do crafts, like I'm always like, okay, I'll do another one. So that's why I ended up doing the pumpkin board. And then I probably won't switch that out till after Thanksgiving, just because I don't know any other theme that I would do that is, because it's fall. So I guess I could do like a Thanksgiving meal and everyone be like a side dish. But I feel like people wouldn't really like that. So I'll probably keep that one up for a while. But yeah, so again, like I said, this is how I do most of my crafts. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys have any tips and tricks on how to make the crafts kind of go by faster. I don't know, not faster, but like, so you could see like that took me forever to cut one singular balloon. And I don't know, they just take a while, and sometimes the annoying part is the whole cutting. But I love to see like how these animal creatures turned out. Like they look so good, and I can't wait to get the Velcro on them and put them up on the board. Which I have the background already half started at work. It's just kind of hard because I want to do the rainbow circuit. So I have like the track drawn out. Someone from work was helping me with that. And me and her decided on that we're going to do checkered. So it's going to be different colored of checkered things. But I just haven't worked on. I might work on that actually next after I get all these cut. Just because, like, I don't know. Just might. Okay, so I have all the yellow ones done. So let me show you. So I just open this up. And I stick them all in here. And one thing you have to remember when you're doing arts and crafts with laminating paper is, I don't know if you guys can tell, but you always want to leave some space in between all of the balloons or whatever you're laminating, because if you don't, the creases and the lines will form together and you won't be able to cut them. Or when you will be able to cut them, but when you cut them, the laminating paper will like separate because it was holding two items together that you cut. That actually happened with me when I first did a board, and they got wet somehow and they like bleeded through, and it was just not fun. So always remember that when you are doing things, is make sure you separate them. Even though laminating paper is very expensive, you want to pile on as much stuff into it. Always remember, leave enough space where you won't have to, or it won't get bad like that. Okay, so yeah, the next clip will probably be of me doing some other stuff. So see you guys then. So here I am currently working on this board. So as you can see, I have the brown tablecloth as the background. Then I'm currently putting up, I thought I'd give you guys a little clip, the orange border. So that's kind of how it's going to look all the way around. And there's my other board that I'm redoing right there. But yeah, so I'm currently working on this one. I will let you guys know how it comes. I can't really work and staple. As you can see, I cut it a little short. That's freaking irritating. But yeah, I will let you guys know how it looks once I get the border up. Guys, so here is the finished product of the board I am working on. It's Our Growing Patch board, and it has everybody's name listed on it. And as you can see, that the border turned out really good. You can't even tell that this is a tablecloth. The pumpkins are a great touch. I'm glad I went with the green lettering. I went with black letters for this, which I already had these letters, so I didn't have to purchase these. And then this is a little bent because it got hit by something, so I'll probably be switching that out. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and check back for my next video when I redo this board right here.